Sometimes they're referred to as smart pills, but misusing powerful medications that impact the brain, never a good idea. A recent nationwide survey of American high schools indicated 10% of sophomores and 12% of seniors had used the drugs Ritalin or Adderall without a prescription. These are medications used to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, but some teens are using them to help focus when they're doing homework or taking tests like the SAT. Amara Durham is Community Relations Director with Caron Treatment Centers for Drug and Alcohol Addiction. They do have a Collin County location. Amara, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for starting an important dialogue.
Well, so how often are you encountering this problem with kids getting a hold of and using ADHD drugs when they don't have a prescription, when they're not supposed to?
You know, it's more often than we would like to see. These are drugs that alter the chemistry of the brain, and they're very important for those who need them. But for those who don't have deficiencies, and not getting into Harvard is not a deficiency that merits taking these pills.
Right, they're putting themselves at risk, presumably to get a higher score on a college entrance exam or improve their studies. So how do these kids who aren't prescribed the drugs, how are they getting a hold of them?
Well, it's surprisingly easy, sadly. And so what we need to know is that these drugs are class 2 controlled substances, just like morphine and cocaine. And so what children don't realize is that their brains aren't fully developed. We're looking at a medical impact, but we're also looking at a potential felony. And doing it on school grounds, a protected drug-free zone, really does amplify that risk. So now we're looking at a legal risk and we're looking at a health risk.
Okay, the health risk. We're talking about things like, well, what can be the consequences?
Well, we don't know the full extent of the long-term consequences of children abusing these stimulants, but what we do know is that it leads to depression, mood swings, heart issues, and what we want to do is make sure we're all educated so we know the risk factors of taking meds that aren't prescribed for them.
And at your center, you also encounter adults who, again, are misusing these drugs, using them when they don't have a prescription.
Indeed. For those who don't have this chemical deficiency, these drugs can provide a laser-like focus. But again, it's not what they need to be doing because they're changing the chemistry of their brains. So moms and adults who are taking these, they're trying to be super mom. Well, burn the tights in the cape, because taking these smart pills, that's pretty dumb.
And another one of the hazards we didn't get to talk about, abusing these drugs can also lead to addiction on top of all the other possible issues. Amara Durham, thank you so much for the chat. Caron Treatment Centers does have a website with more information about this topic and lots of others. Just go to our website, myfoxdfw.com, and click on links.